and Caleb too. As soon as I got out of the car, because he pulled up as I was getting in to leave to go do the Sam's pickup, and he said, hey, Minion. And I was like, oh, I'm going home and changing.
Why?
Because 2 of the most important men in my life both called me a minion. It's because the yellow shirt. I was going between the yellow and the red.
Yellow and overalls.
Overall, yeah.
Their overalls are blue. And they don't wear toboggans. Do they?
I mean, I think their hair looks like a toboggan.
Oh, they do have they do have a toboggan. They have like a little blue
workers.
hat. Cute outfit. Never wearing it again.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Podcast time. Welcome.
Doobie. I was gonna try to speak like a minion. That didn't work. Okay.
We were talking about how I tried to compliment her today by telling her she looked like a minion, but she didn't find that to be complimentary.
Ooh.
Complimentary. That's a hard word to say.
Complimentary.
Complimentary.
Not tree.
Complimentary.
It is hard.
I don't know. It's a hard word.
It's one
Tricky.
of those words if you think about.
If you try to think about saying
and weirder.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
You like my new addition to the podcast set?
A little bobblehead.
Go
we
Broncos.
need to get a bobblehead of you.
That would be cool.
You should get a bobblehead of each staff member, and whenever they're here talking,
I like that idea.
you'll have, you know what I mean? Each person has a bobblehead.
Let's put that in motion. So let's kind of talk 2 things today. Let's talk about sacred season. Let's start there, and then we'll talk about Christmas a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, sacred season. Here we go. Our first sacred season, we didn't really even call sacred season. We just called it 21 days of fasting and prayer. We did Daniel fast.
It was awful.
Remember that?
Yeah, it was awful. It wrecked my life.
It
legit wrecked my life.
A little bit dramatic, but it definitely changed your life forever.
It wrecked, yeah.
Not in a good way.
At that time, it was wrecked. Now it's manageable.
Yeah.
But it wrecked me. It was awful.
Yeah, so because of the way we were eating, for her system was the total opposite of how she should be eating. And we didn't know that at the time. And so I think you made it like 18 days to finally, I said, no more. You're stop it. You gotta figure something else out.
Yeah. I couldn't get out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
That was it.
It was really rough.
In the bathroom all day.
So started with 21 days of fasting and prayer. I'll say it's something that is probably pretty normal in most churches. They kind of do a opening the year or some version of a season of consecration, open the year. And so we did that for a couple of years where we just kind of, hey, let's do a Daniel fast or let's do, a time of fasting and prayer. And they were good. They were solid.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say 6 years ago. Probably. You're not really good with time.
I'm not good with time.
It could be 12 years ago, and she'd be like, that was 3. 5 or 6 years ago, I'll say 6. I'll say this is year 6. We named it Sacred Season, maybe 7, but we'll definitely go 6. Named it Sacred Season, and that's when the Lord kind of spoke into me this Joel 2 concept, which is where we get everything that we get for Sacred Season. It's where we get all of this from. That was honestly a real turning point in our ministry. Things had been good, but not like, oh my goodness, this is incredible. It was just steady kingdom impact and lives being changed, but it wasn't like what we anticipated or expected. And the last 6 or 7 years, God's just done incredible supernatural things that kind of blow your mind. And so I credit a lot of it to our starting off the year with fasting and prayer, our sacred season, our time of consecration to the Lord, our time of separation. And through the years, we've transitioned what we fasted.
Yeah.
We went from Daniel fast to everybody fast, their favorite meal, to everybody fast. I can't even remember all of them we've done.
We chose like a food, or if you couldn't do food, you could do like social media, or
we've
like a type of food. Like we fasted sugar one year after the Daniel fast. I was like, I'm just gonna do sugar, no natural, just only natural sugar.
Yeah, and so we've transitioned the fast a lot, and to me, you and I were talking yesterday about fasting and about what I wanted to do this year, and you were like, listen, like it's not about there's a heart and an intent attached to fasting. The reason you're fasting is because you want to push aside the flesh and supplement what's happening in that moment with spiritual things. And so for us as a staff, we're all fasting lunch, so we're going to supplement that time where we would normally be eating, and we're going to come into the sanctuary and pray. And so, you yesterday kind of spoke some truth into my life about, hey, it's not about how hard you go as much as it's about making sure that when you're don't just fast to make yourself miserable.
Right.
Fast with the intent of, I'm changing some things in my life and I'm replacing these fleshly things with spiritual things.
Yeah, for sure.
It's challenging.
It is. And I think too, you want to, it's like you always are trying to outdo what you did the year before.
Yeah.
And to me, that's not what it's about. It's not pushing yourself harder, because no matter what, when we did the Daniel fast, or if we just fasted sugar, or when we just fasted one meal last time, like the end results have not wavered. Right. God still does what he said he would do in your life. Like you don't have to push yourself to near death, or like you're so miserable and mean to everybody because of what you think you need to fast. God is He's going to show up in the little bit of a fast that you do, and he's going to show up in a huge fast if you do that. It's the intent. For me, it's the intent behind it, and like what your heart is behind it.
Yeah, I agree completely. And so our fasting has transitioned through the years. And I remember early on in this, there was this big push of maybe some friends of mine who would say things like, you should never command your entire church to fast or something like that. And then you read through Joel, where Joel calls the entire body to a fast. And it's not something that's strange or weird. It's something that was so completely normal. I preached a few weeks ago about the repentance attached to this season. The heart of, Lord, I want to do things differently. And so we're going into sacred season expecting God to do supernatural things in our lives, but also expecting God to transform our lives to make our lives look more like him. And so it started with, a Daniel fast, and it went from that to, it's transitioned through the years. Again, about 6 years ago, it went to what we call sacred season now, with everything that it entails. And in the last 6 years or 7 years since we've been doing sacred season, it has been absolutely incredible. The spiritual, I'll call them benefits. I don't know if that's the right word. The spiritual benefits that have been gained inside of this body because of what we've done at sacred season.
Yes.
Yeah. And in the last 6 years, obviously, you and I have participated in a lot of sacred season moments and seasons, and seen God do some incredible things inside of our family and inside of our lives. I'll answer this question to begin with to give you time to think. Okay, good. But as you think back over sacred season moments in our life specifically, what's something that God has done for us or for our life that you think of and say, wow, I can't believe that is an absolute answer to a sacred season prayer right there?
He's answered every one of my personal sacred season prayers.
Is there one that you can like
No.
say out loud?
No. No.
I'll tell you one of mine.
Okay. I'll think of one that I can say.
Yeah.
There's a couple that I can't out
Sure.
of privacy.
Sure.
But yeah.
One of mine was we lived in a home that we wanted to sell, and we knew the last time we tried to put it on the market, we were told basically you'll be lucky to break even.
Yeah.
And it was my prayer, Lord, I'm asking, please help us to get out of this neighborhood and to get to a place to where maybe have a little more freedom to be who we want it to be, and to, whatever it is that we want to do, from raise chickens to lay out in our bathing suits without everybody next door. And so we went from a house that was just enough to break even if we were to sell it to, making money off of it, taking that money, purchasing our home now, building it. Incredible the way God worked that out through that season. And January 2020, before everything went crazy, we move into our new home and just wowed at how God, from selling the house through the building process, just wowed at how he orchestrated, and the money that we were able to save and the things that were done is just absolutely almost unbelievable and hard to even say on a podcast, because then people would be like, there's no way that happened.
Right.
So that would be one of mine.
There's
still nothing.
No, there's plenty. It's just one of those things where you want to brag. Like it's one of those things like you want to tell your story. Like you need to tell your story, but then you think people are gonna say bad things about you, or like, oh, it's only because of this, or like you want to brag on God and what he did, and we should, but it's almost like you feel condemned if you say things out loud. So I'll say, we had a sacred season, like we generally do like a family one that we'll do like a big one. And I did one like on the side that I didn't even tell him about. Yeah. Why are you crying?
Because
That's so
I
weird.
love sacred season.
Yeah, it's so good. But I did one on the side. Was it last year? It was
2 years ago. 2 years ago?
Last year? I don't know when it was. I'm not good with time.
Yeah.
But I did one on the side that didn't tell anybody about, because honest to goodness, it was selfish. Like, hey, like God's okay with those kind of like selfish prayers, I feel like. And it was a selfish prayer, and it was an extravagant prayer, and it was answered, and he didn't even know about it. And whenever, we had received a blessing, is when I told him, I was like, hey, listen, I prayed for this specific reason. So then we were able to bless somebody else because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. This church that we're in now is a sacred season prayer. Didn't know it at the time. 2021, I don't know. My times are all mixed up. We moved in here in 2021?
We moved in here on the 12th. It'll be a year.
So 2021, the beginning of the year.
And I think our house was 2019 is when we moved in.
We moved in 2020, beginning of 2020.
We moved in 2019, I think.
Okay.
We'll get back to you about that one.
Look it up. Look up some pictures.
Okay.
2019 Christmas is when we spent in there. Our first Christmas together. And then 2020, beginning of 2020 is when we moved in.
I have to go to the old Graham.
Anyways, this building, this new facility is a sacred season prayer answered that I really didn't even know was a prayer. I just told the Lord at that time we were doing 4 services, and my sacred season prayer was, Lord, I don't know what you have in store, but I would love for you to give me clarity this year. I can't continue forever doing 4 services. It wears you out. It kills your volunteers. It stunts growth, and it's a lot. And so one of my sacred seasons, it was so vague almost last year. And I would just say, okay, Lord, I don't know what you have in store, and I don't need to have the answers. When was it?
It was 2020.
Okay. I don't need to have the answers, but I do want to at least be pointed in the right direction this year. And 2021, we had never even considered this building or thought about it, or even about moving. I mean, we were still trying to pay off that facility.
Right.
And by June, we had conversations about this building the first time ever, and then by December we had closed and had our first service in here December 15th. So this facility was last year's sacred season prayer, or 2021 sacred season prayer.
Last year.
It's really incredible, man. Really incredible. Incredible how God does things. And I will say with sacred season, the reason God answers prayers is because your desires change during that season to want to align your desires with what he actually desires, you know? Mm-hmm. Like it's not that because you're fasting and praying that God answers. I mean, he there is the moment where he comes off the mountain and he looks at his disciples and he says, these things only happen through fasting and prayer. So yes, there is something spiritual attachment to what's happening in the moment, that your prayers become more effective. If I guess somebody will correct me theologically on this podcast, but it's not about the effectiveness of the prayers as much as it's about our desires changing during this season to allow God's desires to actually be what our desires are. And then he starts aligning things inside of us. So then when we're praying those prayers at the end of sacred season, it's like God spent 21 days refining inside of you what you should actually be asking for, to where then when you ask for them at the end of sacred season, he's like, yeah, let me show you what I'm going to do.
Right.
It's incredible.
And I think you have to be willing to accept it however it comes, right? Like the whole Our Father who art in heaven. I always go back to that. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth.
Yeah.
It's his will. Whatever his will is for your life, for our lives, like it is what it is. Like that's how he wants it. Okay, let's roll with it.
Yeah, I agree. What's your favorite part of sacred season? Like, of all the little different pieces that we do, what's your favorite piece of them?
The end?
No, I'm saying like
you can eat
like no, I'm saying like from Sacred Sunday to Wednesday night services to Monday night prayers to all.
I'm excited about Monday night prayer, which I was never into prayer. We talked about it, I think, on a podcast already, and not like prayer. It bored me, which is awful to say, but it did. Like, listen, I don't need to be here an hour praying. Like 10 minutes, I'm good. Let's go. Mm-hmm. But I'm excited about.
Now you never miss them. Now you're here every single one.
These past 2 weeks, and I feel awful. Yeah. I feel okay mentally, but it's like, I hate not being there.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
So I do like that. I feel like they're a little bit more like intimate through sacred season than Monday night prayers.
Yeah.
I like that more people actually come. So then it's like, like you are seeing what prayer actually can do in your life, right? Yeah. Like it's not about, will you pray for me? And you always need to lay hands and pray on people, but sometimes you just have to be obedient and just ask God yourself, like, Lord, heal me. I don't need people laying their hands on me. I mean, sometimes, yeah, you do, but like sometimes it's about just giving up your own self and your own flesh and just saying, okay, God, I need you. Like nobody else can take it.
Yeah, and we're going to live stream those this year.
And we're going to have live
full band.
Yeah.
Full band.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm really excited. I could cry right now thinking about what I feel like God has already stirred in me for those prayer nights. It's going to be powerful.
I know what songs he wants played because they're on repeat. Always. In the car driving, he played this one song like 3 or 4 times. I was like, I know where he's going with that. I won't tell you guys, but I know which ones he's using.
I love it.
There's 2 of them I know. It's just like, can we do another song?
But sometimes I need him to get inside of me. I hear a song and you hear the song, but then you need to hear the words and allow the words to get, settled inside of you so that whenever you're singing the song, you can sing it from a place of understanding and not just sing the song just to sing the song.
Oh, yeah. I like it whenever you hear a song and you just hear it, but then like out of the blue one day, like the words get you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That happened the other morning. Yeah, the words got me. And I like boohooed in the shower.
Yeah.
I listen to music while, showering, which is weird. I probably shouldn't have said that on here. But like the words got me and I literally like broke down in the shower.
Yeah. That was one for me the other day. I'm trying to think of what it was right off the top of my head right now. And of course I can't, but.
Oh, mine was Charity Gale. We Need a Miracle.
Yeah.
What is it called? Miracle?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
That's the one where the very first line is like, it got me. And.
Yeah. Oh, it got me.
Here it is. We Need a Miracle.
It's probably going to get cut. The podcast is going to get taken.
Yeah, the podcast.
We do not own the rights to this song.
Yeah, but it's you're the same God today and the same God tomorrow. Help me see the victory that you already see.
Yeah,
it
got
me.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, we're gonna sing that in Sacred Season for sure.
Yeah.
My favorite part of or the thing I'm most looking forward to this year in Sacred Season is, selfishly for me, is Wednesday night services, being able to bring the South Campus back, being able to have some guest speakers that I think are just going to be extremely beneficial to me. And it's always weird how Wednesday nights, they're beneficial to our people, but for me, I always walk away and I'm thankful for them selfishly for me. And so very excited about Wednesday night services and the guys that are coming. They're all going to be incredible. You about to sneeze or cry?
No. Go ahead. I'm trying not to
Oh, okay. So I'm excited about those services. I think they're going to be incredible. Josh Carter, who's going to be preaching at Winterfest this year, he'll be here. Pastor Tony Stewart he's from Tampa. He's the second assistant general overseer. He's gonna be amazing. His church is, significantly triple the size of ours, so he can be able to speak some wisdom into me. Josh can be able to speak some wisdom into us about campus ministry, which is kind of what he leads there at Calvary and Daytona Beach. And then Jason is, to me, very similar to me. He's passionate about revival, passionate about, seeing God move, and but yet also very cutting edge and very contemporary in his style. So
second general overseer.
Second assistant general overseer.
Not assistant.
Yes, you read it wrong.
General.
You read it wrong. He's not the second general overseer. The second general overseer was the second person who was nominated as overseer. He's the second assistant general overseer.
The word assistant was left out of.
Yeah, it was left out.
Oh, my bad. I read it wrong. Good job again, honey. You're 2 for
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
I am 0 for 0. I don't care.
Tis our life.
Yeah.
Tis our life.
I'm not right most of the time.
We try correcting each other, and
I'm always wrong most of the time.
So just give in. Just let me be right all the time.
No, absolutely.
Feels so much better.
Nope.
And then Sacred Sunday is always probably my favorite Sunday of the year. And I've already kind of been had some stuff stirred inside of me even for that Sunday, so it's gonna be a good day. You ever heard the song "Fear Is Not My Future"? Maverick City put it out. Yeah, that one. Yeah, it is. It is going to be my sacred season anthem, my sacred Sunday anthem this year. It's powerful. So, what?
I thought it was
Living in the Overflow.
Yeah,
it's going to be my sacred season anthem, sacred Sunday. The song that I just kind of sing over and over and over again.
I literally had shirts made up for Living in the Overflow because that's what you said.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
Okay.
Yeah. Living in the overflow. That's what we're going to be doing this year. I just really believe it's what we're going to be doing this year. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Anything else on Sacred Season you want to say?
Nope.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Phil, what's your favorite part of Sacred Season? What are you most looking forward to this year? Obviously, Maddie with prayer, me with Wednesday nights. Anything else? Any unique?
The air feels different.
It does.
Sacred Season, like you come in and everybody just has this like it's impossible to describe if you're not here.
It's
because
thick.
it's thick, it's tangible. You just feel it with everybody. It's like you're like an army like mobilizing.
Yeah.
Like you're walking up. And it's like you're about to get to the hill.
Yeah.
And everybody's like looking at each other like we're about to be at the hill.
Yeah.
And Sacred Sunday is like boom. So just the air feels different.
It
So
does.
it's like all of it.
Great way to describe it.
Yeah.
There is anticipation in that season every single time we come together. Monday, Wednesday, Sunday, whatever it is, there's anticipation. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
How about Christmas? Let's talk Christmas a little bit. It's almost here.
Yes.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. It is a stressful season. So
Yes.
Christmas is
Busy.
It's the 7th. So we have 19 days, 18 days, something like that till Christmas. Top Christmas movie of all time.
It used to be the Santa Claus, like
The original one?
1984 version.
Yeah.
And I watched it the other day. It was on, I don't know, one of the apps that we
The new one?
stream. No, 1984.
Oh.
The original, like it's called
The Santa Claus, right?
Santa Claus. It has
Tim Allen?
who?
Tim Allen?
No.
Oh.
No. It has it has 2 comedians in it. Maybe
Has anybody ever heard of this movie? If you're watching this and you've heard of this movie,
it's just called Santa Claus the movie. Sorry.
just give us a
Santa
thumbs
Claus
up if
the
you've
movie.
ever heard of this.
1985. It has Dudley Moore and John Lithgow in it.
I've never heard of those.
It has
yeah.
Rocky's
Yeah.
the old
Who's Santa?
Who's the one that cut him? What was his name? In Rocky? His trainer?
John Lithgow.
No. I mean Burgess Meredith is the guy who plays Rocky's trainer. Anyways, I loved that movie. It is the reason why I love Coke so much. Coca-Cola.
Really?
Like legit reason why I love Coca-Cola so much. There's this one scene where he like cracks one of the like the homeless little kid that's in it cracks a Coke and is like eating, and it just the noise of the pop of the can and his gulping, I was like, oh, I want a Coke so bad. Every time I watch that movie, it is. But I watched it the other day, side thing.
And it was vulgar?
No,
Oh.
It was horrible. It was horrible. And I think it's because it was 1985 and like the graphics are bad, like it's not like it is today where everything seems so real. This, is like the North Pole looked janky, like the reindeers were janky looking now. But before, whenever I was younger, I was only 3 when it came out and I watched it all the time. Like, I loved it. Now I'm like, I don't even think I can get through this.
All right, here's what we're gonna do.
Love it. Santa Claus.
You know, I don't watch a lot of movies or didn't growing up. We watched wrestling and we watched Sports Center and
Dukes of
Hazzard, and that's about all we watched.
Andy
Griffith, Mayberry.
Oil
we
people.
watched Beverly Hillbillies. We watched Carol Burnett. We watched stuff like that. So we didn't really watch movies. So I have a list pulled up of the top 20 Christmas movies of all time.
Okay.
I am going to read through this list and then make my own list from the movies that I've seen. Okay, Phil, we're going to make a top 5. So here we go. Number 1 on this list is It's a Wonderful Life. I've never seen it. It's from 1946. So if I've never seen it, it can't make my list.
No, and I think it's in black and white. I don't want to watch anything in black and white.
Number 2 on this list, A Christmas Story. I've never seen it. It's from 1983. I've never seen it. So it can't make my list.
That's fair.
Number 3, A Charlie Brown Christmas, 1965.
I don't like Charlie Brown anything. The wah 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 wah. And the dust storm that follows the kid's blanket and him. Like, I never got into Charlie Brown.
Yeah, Charlie Brown can't make the list. Number 4 on the list, which would be my top one on the list, is Elf.
Hilarious.
I don't know if it's
You smell like
beef and cheese. I don't know if it's a good movie, but I know that it was a good movie.
It was good.
Whenever I first saw it in 2003.
It's still good.
Number 5, this is from 1966, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but I've never seen that one. But I have seen the remake.
You haven't seen the original?
No, but I have seen the remake with Jim Carrey.
There's a bunch of remakes, but yeah.
The one with Jim Carrey.
The live version.
The live version.
Okay.
I've seen that, and
It's good.
I'll put it on the list.
Yeah.
Where are you putting it?
That's a good movie. Let's just put it there for now, just in case. It may get kicked off the list after a little while. Number 6, Love Actually. Never heard of it. It's from 2003.
Let me see the.
They're in London. They're in Love in London.
Yeah, nope, never seen it.
Never heard of it. Okay. Number 7 on the list, Bad Santa.
Nope.
Never heard of it. Never seen it.
Totally heard of it. Don't want to
Number
see it.
8, Muppet Christmas Carols.
Nope. Hate Muppets.
Totally.
Sorry.
Totally.
I see daggers coming at me right now. Do not like the Muppets. I don't even go and see it when we go to Hollywood Studios.
I try to talk her
that
into
is
it.
by far, it's like bypass that one. I go to Mama Melrose's to eat pizza, but then just go bypass
Number
that
9 is A Year Without Santa Claus. Never heard of it. Number 10, Rudolph. I can totally dig Rudolph. 1964. It's like a claymation cartoon type thing. I can put it on the list for now.
Yeah.
Number 11,
You
Home
like
Alone.
It only and you like it because of the Yeti in it. The abominable.
Well,
the
it's nice to have
abominable
movies
snowman.
that actually show authentic, real. You know, whenever there's obviously not a reindeer with a red nose, but there's obviously Yetis. So it's nice whenever they put fake things in there for them to put real things in there as well.
And he wanted to be a dentist, which is so weird to me. But.
Number 11 on the list is Home Alone. I totally can see Home Alone.
But if you listen to it
It's
now,
vulgar now?
it's vulgar. Like,
In
I don't want my
1990,
kids watching it.
in 1990, it was totally clean.
No, it wasn't.
Well, it was here. It's like PG.
Yeah, but PG 90 is totally different than what PG is now.
We're putting Home
in
Alone on the
2020.
list. Home Alone's on the
It's
list.
definitely a good movie.
Nightmare Before Christmas, never heard of it. White Christmas, never heard of it,
Nightmare
never
Before
seen
Christmas.
it. Miracle on 34th Street, never heard of it, never seen it. Number 16, Die Hard. Totally putting that one on the
It's
list.
totally a good movie. It's very bad vulgar as
Die
well.
Hard is?
Yes.
It's 1988. PG-13 in 1998. I don't even know what that means. Scrooged, never heard of it.
Everybody that heard me just hum it knows exactly what I
National
said.
Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Hilarious.
I've seen bits and pieces of this. My brother can just about quote this movie. I tried to watch it the other day because my brother can't quote it, and we were about 5 minutes in and I had to turn it off. It was so not good. So I can't put it on the list as much as people are going to spew hate mail at me. I can't put it on the list.
Okay.
Gremlins, never heard of Gremlins.
You literally never watched the Gremlins? We got to watch that. We got to watch the Gremlins. You can't feed them after midnight.
Cuddly little pet like Gizmo waiting under their tree Christmas
Gizmo.
morning. Never.
You've never watched the
I've never
Gremlins?
seen Gremlins.
Can't go on the list.
You have got to watch the Gremlins. Everybody hit a like or yes. They need to watch Gremlins.
The Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, good movie. Tim Allen. That's the Tim Allen.
That
One.
one,
Yeah, that one's good. What about Jack Frost?
Is that going on there?
Yeah, that needs
to go on there.
What about Jack Frost? Anybody remember Jack Frost?
Nope.
Michael Keaton, and he turns into Jack Frost.
Yeah.
And he like plays music.
Yep.
I like that movie. It's a good movie.
Is there one that we're just missing and you're like
Frosty the Snowman. I mean, it's just like Rudolph.
I'm trying to think of the one where Santa Claus was. We watched it with the kids.
The Christmas Chronicles on Netflix.
Polar Express.
I hate Polar
Oh, we hated that one.
It is. Everyone's like, "Oh, let's do Polar
Just
Express,"
makes me
and
think
I'm
of
like,
school.
"Oh, yeah, I don't like Polar Express. Never liked it. They looked. It was the first movie that they tried to make people look real. You know,
the animation's like it's uncanny.
It's
weird.
weird.
Yeah.
Like it freaked me out, so I didn't.
What's the one that
can't watch
Carson's
it.
watching now?
Noel.
No, is it Noel?
Yeah, Noel with Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
Kendrick.
Noel. Let's put Noel on the list just for
It's
Carson.
cute. It's on Disney Plus. Christmas Chronicles on Netflix. They're good. It's with Goldie Hawn.
Noel,
and,
there it is. Yeah.
her
The
husband,
Star.
Russell.
There you go. Put the star on the list.
Star.
The Star.
That is actually
That's
a
the
cute
one.
movie.
That's the one I was looking for. Okay, so my top 5 are going to be number 1. Elf.
I'll read through what
Read
you
them
got
out.
on here.
Read them out for me.
You got Elf,
Okay.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey one, Rudolph, Home Alone, Die Hard, Santa Claus, Noel, and The Star.
You cannot
So you gotta
put
knock
Die
off.
Hard on there. You will get. As a pastor, you cannot put Die Hard
Okay,
on there.
I need to rewatch Die Hard to find out if. No, I don't need to
You won't watch
rewatch
it.
Die Hard.
You'll be like,
So that's the first elimination.
yeah.
Yikes. That's a big one. That's a big elimination there.
What, Die Hard?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a good action movie. If you watched it on
TV, to where they beep out the words.
TBN, which
TBN.
never will be on that.
I need Tony's magic box that beeps out the words. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Okay, so top of the list, Elf.
Oh, great. Yeah, I like that.
Second on the list, The Star.
Okay.
I like The Star.
Yeah, it's cute. It's not my. I mean, it should be on the top of the list, but
Okay, number
Santa Claus is my top.
3. No. I didn't put that one on this list at all.
No, with Tim Allen, you
The
did.
Tim Allen Santa
Yeah.
Claus. Okay,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Santa Claus with Tim Allen there. We'll put him on the list next. All right, and then I feel like 4 and 5 are. I feel like Home Alone's got to be on there,
It's a good movie.
and I feel like, I mean, Noel can't be on there, and whatever Christmas Chronicle one you said can't be on there
It's really good.
Still got
because they're new. You can't put them on there as
Christmas
all-time
Chronicles
Christmas
isn't
movies.
You still got How the Grinch Stole Christmas,
Grinch.
Rudolph, and Home Alone.
Rudolph, Home. Those are the 3. Those are my final 3.
Yeah.
3 for 2 spots. Okay, I'm going 4 Home Alone. And 5. I'm going to go 5 with Rudolph.
Okay, read them.
So you got Elf at number 1, The Star at number 2,
Okay.
Santa Claus at number 3, Home Alone at 4,
Okay.
and 5 is Rudolph.
I like it. I like that list. That's
That's
solid.
list.
That is not mine, but yes. I mean, those are some of them. Yes, not mine.
Solid top 5.
Yeah.
What's your top 5? Anything I'm missing out for you? Feel like you got to have that in there. Don't say Die Hard because Maddie says we'll get hate.
It's a good
I think
movie.
it's similar. I think How the Grinch Stole Christmas would be up there for me. I really like that one.
I like that instead of Rudolph.
Yeah.
I can't stand the way he talks.
Yeah, I think.
I want to be like, blow your nose, Rudolph. Blow
Okay,
your nose.
we'll swap Grinch in for Rudolph.
Grinch in? All right.
I'm a man of the people. I will hear the heart of the people and swap in Grinch for Rudolph.
Yeah, that looks good.
I like that. I like that list.
I think that's solid.
Top 5. All right, what Christmas movie did we leave out? Post a comment on here. Let us know. We're sorry we left it out. And is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Let's hear it. Yes or no? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
People want to know.
People want to know. Maddie says no or yes?
I mean, I know it's like, during Christmas when it happens, and I think it came out during Christmas and when it originally came out.
What do you think about that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? You know which one I'm talking about?
No.
Where he gets the toy for his kid. Have you guys seen that one?
No.
I think it's up there for me. I don't remember what it's
Did
called.
you ever watch Bill Murray Scrooged?
Mm-mm.
I liked it. Again, it was before I knew Christ.
Jingle All the Way. That's what it's called.
Hmm.
Jingle All the Way.
Never heard of
It's
it.
such a bad movie, but I just remember it when I was a kid. I loved it.
My top 5 stands. I'm pretty solid with that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I feel good
Christmas
about
with
that.
the Cranks.
I feel good about. There was one where Santa was like a superhero. Do you remember that one?
No, what about the one that's out now where like Santa like saves the day and beats the kidnappers up? Like it's out.
But he's
right
like really
now.
vulgar too. I'm sure.
Yeah,
It's
and he's
like rated
vulgar
R.
and he's like smoking a cigar and like
Yeah,
I was
no.
like, this is not what
The
you
one I'm
do.
talking about is a cartoon where Santa is like a big buff superhero. Can't remember it. Anyways, all right. Post your favorite Christmas movie. Let us know it's Die Hard a Christmas movie. And
Ernest Saves Christmas.
Ernest Saves Christmas needs to go on the list.
Oh, Prancer, that was good back in the day.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No.
That's the one I'm gonna need to watch and be like, the animatronics in this is horrible.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Didn't know Happy Holidays from our reading this morning meant Happy Holy Day is where that
Yeah.
started. That's cool.
Yeah, that
Merry
stuff on that Devo's been like, what?
Christmas.
Yeah.
Different. Q&A next week.
Yeah, Q&A next week. Post your question if you have one. We're going to ask it in church as well. People to send in their questions. We will answer those next week. Love you guys. God bless. Peace. Let's go.
Merry Christmas. Jim Carrey, A Christmas Carol. Remember that one?